Again, folks, we're born with a certain horoscope, and we can't change it. But, you know, twice a year we get a chance to give a kick to the wheel of fate. We can change things by traveling on our birthday, and then 6 months later on what I call the half birthday. Wherever the sun is, wherever the planets are at the moment of your birthday, well, if you make a horoscope for that moment, it will set the stage for the entire year, especially for the next 6 months. 6 months later on the half birthday, if you make a horoscope for the moment when that's exact, it sets the stage for the next 6 months. These are important forecasting tools, but the nice thing is, if you don't like them, you can change them. That's right. Every horoscope has to be based on a place as well as a time. You can't choose the time of your birthday, but you can choose where to spend it. By traveling on the birthday, you can change your year. I did that once for a woman who came to me in tears. Her father had given her a building. She renovated it. It was half vacant, and the bank was ready to foreclose. By the way, I don't mention names, but I did get permission of the client to tell this story. Again, you know, I sent her to Des Moines, Iowa for her birthday in December of '91. I put Jupiter, the planet of good luck, in the house of money, and I made sure it was making a favorable angle to the top of the chart. By May 1st of 1992, the place was completely rented. The bank sells the mortgage to another bank, and they lower her interest rate by a point. That's what you could do by traveling on your birthday. Another coincidence? I had another client who won a major legal case. I had to send this client to Iceland. This client, by the way, you know, gave me permission to tell the story, but the client is so fearful that somebody might find out who they are. They don't even want me to mention their gender, you know, or anything about the case. At any rate, I sent this client to Iceland, put the planet Jupiter right at the top of the chart. And the client won $900,000. Their own lawyer was amazed. Their attorney said to them, "Somebody up there must like you." And the client said to them, told me, I didn't say a word to the lawyer, but I was thinking, yeah, Jupiter. Jupiter, the planet of good luck, right at the top of the chart. By coincidence, the client happened to get a judge that was heavily biased in their favor, and the case against the other party was totally thrown out. Twice. At any rate, yeah, the other party sued again, and again it was thrown out. If you travel on your birthday and then on your half birthday, it's amazing what can happen. I sent another client to Hawaii. This fellow was a Gemini. He didn't want to go. It was too long, etc. But Gemini, I knew he was pliable. You know, Gemini is a more pliable sign, so I just kept insisting and insisting. Besides, I knew it was a good chart. He came back 6 months later and gave me a $200 gift certificate to Le Cirque restaurant. And I said to him, "Well, I guess you've made enough money in the last few months to pay for the trip." And he told me he made enough money to pay for the last 5 trips. Jupiter, the planet of good luck, either at the top of the chart, which is your career, or in the house of money, and that opens the doors for you. You know, some people say to me, "Oh, why do you send people traveling to have these good things happen to them? Maybe it's their karma to suffer and have these bad things so that they can learn something." So I tell these people, well, every time you want to suffer, come to me. I'll send you someplace where Saturn, the planet of difficulties, is at the top of the chart instead. You know, it's like a doctor that was testifying in a trial that's a malpractice suit for another doctor. He says, "Why, you know, even though the bone was broken, it's stronger now than it was before." And the lawyer for the plaintiff got up and asked the doctor, "Tell me, doctor, do you recommend this fracture to all of your patients?" Look, folks, life is tough enough. Let's make it a little easier here and there. Let's grease the wheels a little bit. You know, it doesn't hurt. The whole idea, if you travel on your birthday, you can emphasize anything that you want. But be careful, because you're going to get what you want. Sometimes you may get a little too much of something. I sent one client to Antigua. She hated the trip, by the way. The hotel was no good, and you know, by the time she got a decent hotel, it was time to go back. And she comes back, and her business in you know, in the Midwest starts booming. She says she's so busy she might not have time to travel on her next birthday. The Jupiter again. Put Jupiter in the house of money, trine the midheaven. Oh, I have to mention one very, very important thing. It's a technical point, but it's extremely important. The Earth's orbit sort of wobbles around the sun, so we have to correct for it. And every year it takes the sun just a little bit longer to come back to where it was when we were born. And this is called precession correction. And if you go to a horoscope service and you tell them that you want your birthday chart or your half-birthday chart, be sure to tell them you want it, and this is very important, precession corrected. That means if you look at that chart, the sun's position is going to be slightly different from the way it was when you were born. Eventually, by the way, everybody's birthday winds up on the next day. All you have to do is live long enough. You know, eventually, your birthday will be a whole day later. And it's been that way for me for the past several years. But again, you've got to get these charts precession corrected. Those are the accurate ones. Those are the ones that work. Those are the ones that I use. Those are the ones I know work. My name is Bob Marks, and this is Astrology Now. This is the program for people who want to learn about astrology. If you'd like to get in touch with me, stay tuned till the end of the program, and I'll tell you how. Let's take a look at the next horoscope.